Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light there. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
A nice little juke. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And now nothing but green ahead of him. He's at the 30. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. 85 yards. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, they said they wanted to have some explosive runs. How about that one to start the game?
And I would say on the defensive sideline, there's a lot to answer for. Because you spend all week saying, stop the run. I don't care who you're playing. You don't want to get run over. You don't want to get run past. And they have both. Over-committing in the secondary, and he just went stepping past them and is still running, essentially.
One play, and he hits pay dirt. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Come on, set. 60 or. 61, matchbox, light. 5. Big grip.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
Ready.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
Ready.
Here's Rudolph. Going to Woods, but that pass is intercepted. Picked off around the 37. Woods, the intended receiver. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3 and now a much tougher third down looming. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. Third down. Here's Haskins. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. Fourth down, here's Haskins. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Zadarius Smith, and the Packers D comes up with a big stop. Oh, offensive nightmare there. You go for it on fourth, and the play doesn't even really get to develop a sack.
And it's so unfortunate, too, because you think you've got something good called, but if your offensive line can't hold up, that's often the result. They find a way back to the quarterback.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be second and 8. From the 44, Rudolph. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Hey, Echo. Go.
Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Go.
Third and long, it's Rudolph. Now this will be caught. Tyrell Williams. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Now Rudolph on first down. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Neal. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Here comes a first down throw from Rudolph. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Looking to throw again on second down. Rudolph. Touchdown, Packers. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Now the Packers electing to go for 2 here. From the gun, here's Rudolph. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So we're back to a 1-point game now as the kickoff comes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, but now it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on second down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Now Haskins. He's going to float this over the middle deep. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. DK Metcalf. 79 yards as the Bears push further out in front. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara, limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We got 4.
You draw corner.
It's 3rd and 9.
Sit up. Get ready.
Throwing on 3rd down, here's Rudolph. And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. After 14 on EA Sports. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Take it at the 37. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now a handoff looking right. Oh, and now he bowls him over. The 20. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half as the Bears push further out in front. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
On the ready.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Khalil Mack in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Another try after the first down sack. Rudolph. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
Down. 18 Gator.
53. Hey, I'm coming.
Go.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rudolph. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he's able to get it out of there, and this is a pretty good kick. Let's take it inside his own 40. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. 4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2.
You got tape.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here we go on 4th down. Fights him off. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game, 3 first-half touchdowns as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready, break.
About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And now a hook up downfield on 2nd down. Touchdown, Packers! Tyrell Williams, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. And that was just a fly route. There was no stop. He just went.
Yeah, and it was beautiful to watch because you have to set it up as you go along. Everyone knows he's fast, so you play him for that. That's the #1 thing you want to take away. But as you go through a game, sometimes you vary the speed in which you come off the line of scrimmage and maybe start a little bit slower, get him to stop his feet a little bit as a defensive back, and then explode and go as we saw there.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 30-yard line.
And to give this time to the tailback. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards is the pickup there and a 1st down for Chicago. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. And he's got some space here. Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39. Once he broke through that first wave of defenders, there was a pretty big gap there for him to run.
And it helps that they were in a dime defense. That's 6 defensive backs. So this is why a lot of teams now are searching for those linebacker safety combo type guys who can add a little bit more size on the defensive side of the ball, but can still run as well. Because when you run against 6 DBs with some bigger offensive linemen, you often get this result.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Get him! Get him! 58's the mic! 58's the mic!
And we got to get it. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
Kill! Turn up! That's it! Turn up!
25. Check 25. Check 25. And 58.
So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. From the gun, Haskins on 3rd down. The quick slant caught. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So we've reached halftime here on the Thanksgiving night as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
Now. Alpha.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Hey, watch out. Check out.
Rudolph on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the first down as well.
Check. Look. Squeeze.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. Check 99. Check 99.
Be gripped.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. There to stop him on the defensive side, Fred Warner.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Bravo.
Right there. 54.
Ready?
From the 41, Rudolph. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Let's go.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Check. Watch 54. Check.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love the spotlight. Maybe that's what it is. The best seats in the house, the ones where he's carrying the football for his offensive teammates. The worst seats, the 11 guys trying to tackle him on defense.
Off the play fake. Here's Haskins on the move to his left. He gets this one to Boyd. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards.